So, have you heard of enemies to lovers? Yes. So this poem is called Enemies to Enemies. I did a bold thing and asked a man to coffee, platonically, really. But I'd be lying if I said there wasn't the whisper of a question in my heart if the universe had finally, maybe, delivered the mate I've yearned for, if I'd soon be close enough to ride the waves of his blue eyes, strangers to lovers and all that. It started well enough, our coffees warming the ice of unfamiliarity between us, before a gleam entered his eye that rather than promising the cosmic crackle and pop of hormones and hearts merging, it said, "Fight me. Does he not like me?" My non-date went from charming to combative, his handsome face now marred by a micro-expression that reminded me of contempt, and my inner lover girl was left scrambling to retrace her steps and figure out how she earned this, how her innocent imaginings could go so wrong, how he could look past her good intent and decide something negative, something wrong about her that he's probably going to stick by forever. It took 3 days of intrusive thoughts and figuring out that the storm of anger and rejection in my heart was... anger of embarrassment in my heart was rejection, before I decided, maybe I don't like him back. Because enemies to lovers sounds great on paper. A tale of two people who fundamentally misunderstand each other only to realize they are perfect soulmates. Except in real life, I think it's more like enemies to enemies. Pride and Prejudice, that they never overcame their pride and prejudice. The 6-foot villain in the dark fantasy novel who's actually just a dick. Or the two people who get off on the wrong foot and don't proceed into a comedy of errors and an inn with only one bed left. Now maybe I'm being too hasty, and this is the beginning of an epic love story, because we're told that if a boy is mean to us, it means he likes us, right? I think I'd rather imagine leaving my new enemy on a desert planet in the sci-fi novel, or maiming him with a pencil in a spy thriller, or throwing him down a well in a medieval period drama, or letting the dragon eat him in the romance fantasy. Because God forbid one more woman believes that a man's bad behavior is a sign of attraction. I'll let myself imagine all these things, but in my brain they will remain, not just because they're impossible or illegal, but because I'm not that person, and I don't want to be his enemy, no matter how much he may have misjudged me. Strangers to strangers just doesn't have the same ring to it. Yet I suppose in real life, I may just wave at him from across the street and let it all go. The last time I was up here, my hand was shaking like a leaf, and I can feel my heart doing this, but I'm going to channel it into the poem. I've acknowledged it, and now I can move on.